Did you know that Australia is the sixth largest country on the planet Earth? Because the nation is so massive, Australia's terrain is remarkably diverse, letting you wander across the dazzling white sands of an untouched shell beach one day and journey through the strangely charming Gnome Village the next. And that's just the tip of the ocean's pyramid, so to speak. Yes, that's right. Australia is one of the most extraordinary places in the world, but it can get a little peculiar down under. These are the 15 strangest things recently discovered in Australia. Number 15, Gossford glyphs. In New South Wales' Brisbane Water National Park, there is a super controversial set of ancient carvings known as the Gosford glyphs. These elaborate markings, said by some to date back over 5,000 years, look like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics in remarkable detail. Supporters believe they prove that Egyptian sailors, skilled in long-distance ocean travel, reached Australia thousands of years ago. Skeptics, however, dismiss them as a modern forgery, citing stylistic inconsistencies and lack of supporting archaeological evidence. The area also contains authentic Aboriginal petroglyphs, adding complexity to the debate. Some historians speculate that the glyphs could have been carved in the early 20th century by enthusiasts of Egyptology, while others insist they are genuine remnants of an ancient voyage. Found in a location rich with indigenous rock art, these glyphs continue to divide opinion. Whether ancient record or recent fabrication, the Gosford glyphs remain one of Australia's most persistent archaeological controversies, drawing both curiosity and skepticism from archaeologists and visitors alike. Number 14, Pyramid in the Ocean. Ball's Pyramid rises almost 2,000 feet from the Pacific Ocean. Discovered in 1788 by Royal Navy Lieutenant Henry Lidbird Ball, it sits 14 miles southeast of Lord Howe Island and is a surviving fragment of the submerged continent Zealandia. It measures about 3,600 feet in length and 980 feet across, and is formed from the eroded core of a volcano that erupted roughly 7 million years ago. Harsh and wind-swept, it harbors the Lord Howe Island stick insect, the rarest insect on Earth, once thought extinct after rats wiped them out on nearby islands. Against all odds, a small colony survived on the sheer cliffs, 6-inch long and flightless. These remarkable insects are now the focus of conservation efforts. Ball's Pyramid remains both a geological marvel and a refuge for a species that endured in complete isolation, its towering presence a reminder of resilience amid one of the planet's most unforgiving places. Number 13, Horizontal Waterfalls. Sir David Attenborough once described this as Australia's most remarkable natural wonder. Located along the Kimberley coastline, the horizontal waterfalls are formed by immense tidal surges forcing seawater through two narrow gaps in the rugged cliffs. The effect is as if the ocean's plug has been pulled, sending millions of gallons of water rushing through the channels in a churning, frothing torrent. During peak tides, up to 1 million gallons per second flow through, creating a waterfall up to 13 feet high. This spectacle reverses twice daily when the tide shifts direction, making it one of the most deadly currents in the country. The outer gap measures about 70 feet wide, while the inner is only 30, intensifying the force. It's a phenomenon that has existed for thousands of years, shaped entirely by nature's rhythm. Visitors can reach it on guided tours, but swimming here is impossible. The waters are simply too deadly to challenge. Number 12, Paranella Park. In tropical North Queensland stands Paranella Park, the realized dream of Spanish immigrant José Paranella. Arriving in Australia in 1913 with plans to bring his fiancée from Spain, he spent more than a decade cutting sugarcane and trading farms to build his fortune. Returning to Spain in 1924, he discovered she had married another, so he wed her younger sister instead. In 1925, they sailed back to Australia and in 1929 found a lush rainforest property beside a waterfall. Over the next 10 years, José built a stone castle, gardens, and walkways by hand, opening the park for weddings, picnics, and community events. Despite enduring cyclones, floods, and fire, its beauty has survived. Today, Paranella Park is both a romantic ruin and a living piece of history, where moss-covered walls, flowing water, and the vision of its creator endure, drawing visitors from around the world to witness one man's extraordinary legacy in stone. Number 11. Shell Beach. This extraordinary beach in Western Australia is made entirely of billions of tiny white shells, stretching for over 50 miles and reaching depths of up to 25 feet. There is no sand here, only shells from the Shark Bay cockle, a small marine mollusk thriving in the area's shallow, hypersaline waters. On calm days, the sea turns brilliant shades of green and blue, while the high salinity allows swimmers to float effortlessly, much like the Dead Sea. This salt concentration protects the cockles from predators, enabling them to accumulate in massive quantities over centuries. The immense volume of shell matter eventually compacts into a form of limestone. In the early 1900s, this material was quarried and cut into blocks to construct historic buildings in the region. Walking along Shell Beach is a completely unique experience, where the crunch beneath your feet reminds you that this is one of only a handful of such places in the entire world. Number 10. World's Longest Fence. The phrase, "a dingo ate my baby," has its roots in a real problem: Australia's battle with the wild dog known as the dingo. Believed to have descended from domesticated dogs brought by seafarers over 4,000 years ago, dingoes adapted to life in the wild, reverting to the hunting instincts of their wolf ancestors. By the late 19th century, they were killing millions of sheep, threatening rural livelihoods. To protect flocks, lawmakers and farmers built the Great Dingo Fence, stretching 3,488 miles, the longest fence in the world. Completed in the 1880s, it includes a 15-foot cleared buffer on each side and stands 6 feet tall. The barrier proved effective at keeping dingoes out of key grazing areas, drastically reducing livestock losses. However, the absence of dingoes has allowed other grazing animals to multiply, sometimes leading to overgrazing. Spanning thousands of miles through remote, rugged terrain, the fence remains one of the most ambitious and amazing predator control measures in history. Number 9. Merry Man. In South Australia's remote outback is a geoglyph that has baffled researchers for decades. Recently captured in high detail by NASA's Operational Land Imager satellite, it remains as puzzling as ever. Carved into the arid terrain with lines over 115 feet wide and a foot deep, this vast figure is visible even from space. Incredibly, it was first spotted only in 1998 by a pilot flying over the desert. It depicts an Aboriginal hunter, and the artwork spans 2.6 miles in length and measures 17 miles around its perimeter, making it the largest geoglyph and singular work of art on Earth. How it was created without a single witness remains a mystery, fueling theories from elaborate publicity stunt to alien involvement. While NASA's images reveal its immense scale, the true origins remain unknown. Whether an ambitious modern creation or something more enigmatic, the Merry Man stands as one of Australia's most intriguing and enduring mysteries. Number 8. Cooper the Dinosaur. Paleontologists have identified Cooper as Australia's largest known dinosaur species, a massive titanosaur that lived during the Cretaceous period. Measuring an estimated 80 to 100 feet in length and standing up to 21 feet tall at the hip, Cooper weighed between 25 and 81 tons. For comparison, the Tyrannosaurus rex reached only about 40 feet in length and 12 feet in height. Fossilized remains were unearthed in 2006 on a family farm about 620 miles west of Brisbane. Cooper belongs to the sauropod family, known for their long necks, tails, and massive bodies. Researchers found it closely related to 3 other sauropods discovered in Australia from the same era. Using 3D scans, Scientists compared its bones to other titanosaurs worldwide, determining it ranks among the 15 largest dinosaurs ever found. The discovery site has also yielded multiple other dinosaur fossils, reinforcing the region's importance as a window into Australia's prehistoric past and its once thriving giant fauna. All right, guys, now let's move to number 7, Tassillated Pavement. On Tasmania's coastline lies this natural rock formation, which is so precise that it appears man-made. Composed mainly of silica-rich sedimentary rock formed around 300 million years ago, it began as compacted sediments before fracturing under surface stress in a process called jointing. Over millennia, tides and waves accentuated these rectangular and polygonal shapes, giving the pavement its striking tiled appearance. Situated on an intertidal platform, it alternates between shimmering pools and pale dry stone depending on the tide. The formations are classified as pan patterns, where erosion deepens the joints, and loaf patterns, where edges stand higher than the center. Constant saltwater action and weathering have sharpened its symmetry, making it a favorite of photographers and geologists alike. Tassillated pavement is proof that Mother Nature can create order as striking as any human design. Its geometric elegance is shaped entirely by slow, patient geological forces over hundreds of millions of years. Number 6, Tunnel of Glowworms. In Wollemi National Park, there is an abandoned railway tunnel that is transformed into a glowing natural wonder. Originally built in the early 1900s, the tunnel was decommissioned in 1940, its damp stone walls becoming home to thousands of glowworms. These are the bioluminescent larvae of fungus gnats, producing cold light in shades of blue and green to attract prey. To reach the tunnel, visitors travel along a rough track by car, then walk along disused rail lines through lush forest and narrow gorges. Once inside, all lights must be extinguished and silence observed, as glowworms are sensitive to noise and light. Gradually, the darkness reveals a canopy of shimmering points, like a subterranean night sky. The combination of human engineering and natural adaptation has created a rare spectacle where history and biology merge in one unforgettable, otherworldly display hidden within the Australian bushland. Number 5, Wave Rock. Just outside the town of Hyden in Western Australia's golden outback rises Wave Rock, a 50-foot-high, 300-foot-long granite cliff shaped like a giant breaking wave. Estimated to be 2.63 billion years old, the formation began taking shape during the Cretaceous period, over 100 million years ago, when Australia separated from Antarctica. Layers of stone were gradually sculpted by weathering and erosion, creating its smooth, curved face. Geologists classify it as a flared slope, a formation that occurs at the base of isolated rock hills after prolonged exposure to wind and water. Wave Rock has been a sacred site for indigenous people for thousands of years, tied to the legend of the rainbow serpent, whose body is said to have carved it while traveling across the land. Today, over 100,000 visitors each year come to see its vivid streaks, rich history, and unusual beauty, a timeless landmark where geology and culture meet in one form. Number 4, Devil's Marbles. Known to the Warramungu people as Karlu Karlu, the Devil's Marbles are one of Australia's most recognizable outback landmarks. Scattered across 4,500 acres in the Northern Territory, these massive granite boulders range from less than a foot to over 20 feet in diameter. Many appear precariously balanced, the result of millions of years of erosion wearing away sandstone to reveal the rounded shapes beneath. Their deep red color glows in the early morning and late afternoon light, creating dramatic scenery. For Aboriginal communities, the site holds deep cultural and spiritual significance, with many creation stories tied to the area. One legend tells that the boulders are the eggs of the rainbow serpent, a central figure in Dreamtime mythology. Today, The Devil's Marbles Conservation Reserve draws travelers from around the world, offering camping facilities among the formations. This striking natural landscape remains both a geological marvel and a sacred cultural site, preserved for generations to come. Number 3. Forest in a shipwreck. Well, this is just breathtaking. Once a hub of heavy industry, this Sydney Bay was contaminated with toxic waste and has since become a mix of residential and commercial space. Its maritime past endures in the form of abandoned freighters left to decay in the water. When scrap metal values collapsed, wrecking operations ceased, leaving several hulks to rust where they floated. One vessel, built in Scotland in 1911, served in World War II as a supply ship before hauling coal for decades. In 1972, after 60 years of service, it was abandoned. Over time, mangrove trees took root in its hull, their branches spilling over the steel sides as nature slowly dismantles the ship. It is one of at least 7 visible shipwrecks in the harbor, blending history, industry, and ecology. It's a reminder that even man-made structures can become part of the natural world. Number 2. Underground mining town Coober Pedy in South Australia is the world's opal capital, producing around 70% of the global supply. What makes it truly unique is that much of the population lives underground. This unusual lifestyle began in 1916 when miners, facing extreme desert heat, carved homes, known as dugouts, into the hills. With summer temperatures often reaching 113 degrees Fahrenheit in the shade, these subterranean dwellings provide natural insulation, staying cool in summer and warm in winter. Over time, the underground spaces expanded beyond simple housing to include churches, shops, bars, and even hotels. The town's economy still revolves around opal mining, with many residents working directly in the trade. Despite its isolation, over 1,000 miles from Canberra, Coober Pedy has thrived for more than a century, blending rugged self-sufficiency with a distinctive way of life. Its labyrinth of tunnels and chambers is a testament to human adaptability in one of the harshest inhabited environments on Earth. What do you think about it? Number 1. Gnomesville. In the Ferguson Valley of Western Australia, about 2 hours south of Perth, lies the quirky and ever-growing Gnomesville, a gathering of thousands of garden gnomes placed among the bushland. These small, whimsical figures are often seen as humorous lawn ornaments, yet they carry a certain charm and folklore. Traditionally, gnomes were believed to be guardians of gardens, protectors of crops, and mischievous spirits that came to life at night. No one can say with certainty how Gnomesville began. Some believe a single gnome appeared, and others soon followed to keep it company. Over time, visitors from around the world have added their own, creating a community of figures with personalities as varied as their origins. Painted, repaired, or left weathered, each gnome adds to the eccentric atmosphere. Now, Gnomesville is both a light-hearted roadside stop and a testament to how a simple, unexplained tradition can grow into an iconic, beloved local landmark. We really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging with us, and we'll see you soon in the next one.